Thank you once again for joining this section. I did a part one of this particular project previously. I'm going to drop the link to that on this particular video when I upload it on YouTube. Also, the code for this will be found on my GitHub projects and data analysis portfolio site for review and for use as the case may be. So basically, from day one, um, I did a bit of data definition, data manipulation, data queries, right? But this time around, I just want to touch base on a bit of basic SQL and then move to the advanced part of SQL and see what insight we can draw from these our hypothetical Airbnb table. Also, if you have watched my previous video, you notice we only had one table at that point in time, which I created. But now I've created two additional tables. This was the first table that was created. I've created this, which is Airbnb rates and Airbnb staff, right? So a quick overview of what the tables um, consist of. One second. And then Airbnb listing. One sec. Okay. Just give me 1 second. Let me fix this up. Um, okay. All right. So, um, okay. I'm trying to reposition it. Um, now I want the results, the query result to be down. Okay. See if it works now. Okay. What's going on? 1 second. Okay, yeah. So that's it. That's what we want. So sorry for that. So this is the Airbnb table listing, right? So I added two table. If you want to know how I added the table, I did it in the first video. You can take it up from there. It's in details. We created the table and we added, I inserted, data in it, also. So you can take it up from there, right? So I just wanted to move faster. That's why I did this then. This is for the rates, the Airbnb rate table. And I also brought in an Airbnb staff table, right? For staff that actually worked in each of the location where this hypothetical Airbnb has, a rooms, for listing, right? And then, of course, the base pay of this staff and the staff ID. All these, these two additional table will be used to, delve in and dig deep to draw more insight out of this particular database and to be able to make some good inference from it. So let's start. Um, so we'll be starting with the total sales by country. Right now, there is no sales column, so we have to create sales ourselves. Right. A quick look at the Airbnb listing table, you would see that this had number of rooms. Number of rooms needs other information to be able to calculate sales. So it means the number of rooms you need, the rate that Airbnb charge for those rooms. You also need number of times people occupy the rooms, the occupancy, thing. So what we're going to do is I'd already included that in the Airbnb rating, right? Rates. So this is the rate and this is the occupancy, the number of time that room was times rather that room was occupied in this particular city and country, right? So with those three items, those three columns rather, we are going to use that to calculate our sales. So the first the first query we are going to draw is, what is the total sales by country? Total sales by country. Now, this is looking at what is the sales in in that particular country. So basically, we do select, and I'll be using some aliases so that you're able to make the our um, the the query compact. So that there is no it's easy to read, and then there's no too much it's not too long, so that it clogs um, better understanding, right? So um, I'll be using that for Airbnb listing, and then remember number of rooms, right? Which is on the Airbnb listing, because here we are going to create a join. Be able to join the Airbnb listing and then the Airbnb rates together, because they are in different tables, and the only way we can relate them together is the primary key, which is the ID. You know, that's the ID column on each of the table. That's what links them, right? So um, we have, excuse me, we have times rates, excuse me, have times rates, right? And then we have times. Remember our aliases, so that there is a link, and then we have occupancy, right? So with this, we want it to create a new column. I want it to create a new column, so I'll term that as total sale column, right? Then you have from Airbnb listing, which is the first table we are fetching from, right? Um, remember the aliases, yeah, and then from as al. No, you can use it. You can. So the thing is, you could put as there, right? Or you could just use this. Either ways, it works, right? So, and then join air rates, which is the AR, right? On Now on what, right? AL dot ID equals to AR dot ID. Now what you're doing here is you're saying the ID is what's common to both of them. So whatever you want to join it from there and pick the respective columns that is needed for the sales calculation, right? Group by AL country, right? And then order by total sales DSC, right? So that's descending. Order by Zada is ascending or descending. So what this will result is give us basically the total sales for all the country, right? South Africa has 10 million, Nigeria has 1.7 million, Rwanda, Ghana, right? So this is what this will give us. So secondly, we also want to look at what is the total sales by city. So by city, which it also goes follow the um, same trend by this, just that we are not going to um, reference country, right? We're going to be referencing city, right? Um, so basically, what we're going to do is um, select um, select some. So I'm going to be so that I'm fast. Let's just bring this down here, right? Store the cells. Then I think basically I want to even copy everything, right? So which is the same thing. So to make it faster, that can be done. But now I don't want to reference. I don't want to go by country, right? I just want a summary. So what do we have here? So this is total sales by city. So it's total sale for. So but to further expatiate on this, we can say okay, total top five sales, all right? Total sale by city, say top five, right? So yeah, this also works. We can say total sales by city, top five, right? So then we can say select top five, right? Top five city city column, right? And then we have to bring in goodbye here. Goodbye city, right? Nothing has changed. All these didn't change. We're just updating this to so we can arrive at what. Okay, great. So basically we're saying and okay, so there is a caveat here. You see me use top five. So because I'm using my SQL, I mean Microsoft SQL Server, right? Limit is not allowed. The limit clause, which is this, will not work, right? Where you say limit five. On a good day, I would have used limit five, but it won't work, right? So let's try, right? Say incorrect syntax near limit, right? So um, MySQL, Microsoft MySQL uses top five in place of limits. So that's why I'm using top five here, right? And that's why, right? So we have our total sales, top five sales by city, right? Top five sales by city, right? So we can also query more, to further understand what the table is saying. We can also look at that. We can also look at average sales, right? So we can look at average sales, and all this we are still utilizing the join, right, clause, right? Average sales by country. So to speed up our time, my time rather, and to allow you able to go through everything. So here, average. So this is an aggregation, right? All these aggregation actually, right? So average, right? Then okay. So this is the average. Okay, so let's engage. Let's could do average sales, right? Always ensure that your column has the correct header so that whoever is going to review your code, your your SQL results queries will be able to understand what your column, what your output is saying. Um, yeah, remember this is still there, so we use average, right? So let's query and let's see what we get. So basically, is average sales, right? Grouping by countries, right? So that's that about that. So let's say we want to also look at, right, the total sales made by this Airbnb company within all the respective years. So I think the year started from 2011 to 2023. So total sale made by this Airbnb for the respective years, right? So say total sales made by 2011 to 2023, right? Yeah, your comments ensure you have the right? So this further explain what each of the codes are saying. So basically, we're just going to copy and then we did this. So basically, we are saying total sales made by Airbnb right now. So we are talking of year now. So the first column we'll be looking at is year listed, which is the column that houses the number of years, right? Now we're looking at total sales. So we have to change this to sum, right? And let's change this to total, right? And also remember to update this to total, right? Know that this is just to speed up this process, right? So, um, and in this case, right, I want to order by the year listed so that we have a very structured year in ascending or descending. So, year listed, ascending. Let's do ascending. Then also want to do by year listed. Yeah. So basically, what this will give us is the total sales for the respective year. So now you see that it's ascending, right? From 2011 up until 2023. So, someone could ask you, oh, let us know the sales generated by this company, total sales from all the locations by this company for this respective number of years within the range of years 2011 to 2023. This query definitely gives us that, right? Okay, so let's okay, so I'm on autosave. Perfect, right? Um so what else, what else can I derive from this? Okay, also look at, okay, what um is the global sale. So when I say global sales, it means that the total sale. Now I said, oh, Airbnb had all this number of sales in this particular period. What is the total sales made by Airbnb all through, like irrespective of the years? Because let's assume we are querying um, this table now in 2023. What is the total sales made by this company from when it started in 2020, 2011 up until 2023 year end, right? I mean, we're quoting in 2024, so 2020 will be the year end, right? Prior year. So what is sales made from 2011 to 2023? So that's what global sales. So we can say global sales made, right? So I'm still going to use the same. I'm just going to take out some of the items we don't need, right? We're not grouping by because we just need more figure, right? And also, we don't need this. So basically, what we need is sum, right, as total sales from Airbnb listing help alias, right? I mentioned earlier you can actually use as and then as. You can actually use as, right? So either ways, you're good to go. Then on these columns, and then we're good to go. So basically, the total sales made by Airbnb, right, is so that it's big. Um, yeah, I think it's better this way, right? So total sale made by Airbnb is $14,140, right? That's the global sales made by Airbnb. Yeah, which is not too bad for the number of years involved, right? So what other insights can one draw? So why not let's look at, let's look at the Airbnb table, Airbnb rate table now, looking at the occupancy. What is the country with which of the country has the highest, level of occupancy, meaning level of, time someone actually used the room, right? Or someone rented the room, right? So we can say country with the highest level of occupancy, right? So this is basically saying like, and I remember I mentioned that there is no limit here, so we are going to use our select clause, select top one, because we're only looking for one. There is only one, country that has the highest level of occupancy. Now, another we are going to use another aggregation clause, which is max. Now, max is what? Max of occupancy, right? Max of occupancy, and then how do you want to name? Because if we don't name the table, so let me leave it. Let me show you what's going to come out if we don't name the table, so that you understand what I'm trying to do here. Rate, right? And of course, group by country, because country, we're talking of max, the highest occupancy of a particular country. You have group by country, and also, of course, order by country too. Order by country descending. Remember, we want the max. So, one sec. So, if we use AS is going to run down from the lowest to the highest. But remember, we said we want the highest. So, the highest means we have to start with descending. So, basically, we already said top one. So, top one means, oh, give me the highest number on the descending, you know, um, arrangement. So basically, that's what we have, right? I wanted to also show you why we need to name the table. One second. What is saying? Yeah. Order by. Oh, okay. I'm not supposed to put a comma, right? So let's be careful about that. There's not supposed to be a comma on there, right? So now look at this. There is no, like, um, there is no column name, and the something is wrong here. I omitted country from this particular query, right? Because we wanted country with the highest level of occupancy. The country that has the highest occupancy must be revealed. So, supposed to have included country here, right? And also, you notice that there is no column name, and you can't have a query result without a common name. Any person that is reviewing your result will not be able to understand what you've done. So how do we name this now? Highest level of occupancy. Um, high occupancy country, right? We use that. Highest occupancy country. No. Okay. Yeah, we can use that. Highest occupancy country, right? Can use that. Then so all we have is, yeah. So South Africa is the country that has the highest level of occupancy, means the highest level of time people patronize their room, right? So, because remember, we have the rooms, we have the rates charged by the for the rooms, and we have the number of times people use that room, people rented the room, so to speak, and those three are used to calculate our sales. But now we're saying that the occupancy, now number of times they use the room, South Africa has the highest number amongst all the four countries in this query, right? So this is getting really really interesting. Also, I want to move to the I want to move to the third table, right? Which has different staff details, right? What inference can we draw from that particular table? So we can look at the staff with the highest salary, right? So that's staff with the highest salary, right? Staff with the highest salary. Let's select top one. Remember, there is no limit here, right? Now we don't need to mention first and last name, so we just use first name only, right? And then remember there is no comma here, so that's first name only, and then max base pay, max base pay, um, max base pay as highest 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 excuse highest highest salary or highest staff salary, right? Salary, no caps, right? Staff salary, right? And then from right Airbnb staff, this is the table now, right? Let's so that I'm not going too fast. It will be important to actually look at this table before we from right before I move further, so that you also understand what I'm saying there, right? So basically, this is the table, right? I think that okay, I think this is fine. It's still legible, right? It's still legible. So this is the staff Airbnb staff table. I went through it earlier, just a recap, right? So what we want to look at is the staff with the highest salary, right? Invariably, if you look at this table, you definitely see, but we want to call it up, right? So let's call it out and let's see. So go by the same and then order by we might not need the other by, right? So we don't need the other by. So basically the staff with the highest salary, right? With the highest salary is Baku, right? So now we can decide to say uh, um um how do I put it? Country, right? To know which country it came from, right? Staff content is invalid container segregation. Okay. Understand. Where yeah, except I want to specify the country Baku is from, but if not that, no, we just leave this like this. And then so basically Baku is the highest, is the star with highest salary, right? Um, we also want to look at some subqueries, uh, to help dig deep into these, staff table, right? So basically, we want to see, you know, is there an Airbnb rate that exceeds the average rate for other rooms, right? Let's get into it. So what I'm trying to do is I want to review the rates the Airbnb charge right now. Calculate, the average rates and see if there are rates charge that we're actually receiving premium on. Because if you're saying your average rate is 20, and then when you do this and you are seeing you have rates that are actually higher, meaning that you have in an average of 20, you have a 40 rates for some places, for some city or countries. You're actually getting something good from those locations, considering the total average rates, that the company is returning. So I just want that's what I wanted us to look at here. So rate exceeding the average, one second, rate for the rooms, right? So select, select, um, select all. Now let's select all the table from the rates. Let's take this out from Airbnb rates, right? Now, we'll be nesting our subquery under the where clause. So where, excuse me, where rates. Remember, I said rates exceeding average rates for the bronze. So to be able to query for the average rate for the rooms, we need to bring in a subquery, right? Right? So we have select IAG rate on Airbnb rate, right? So execute that. So basically, what we are saying is these countries, South Africa and Rwanda, right, has rates that exceeds the average rate for the rooms. So meaning that if you check this table, and I deleted. Let's just copy so that we I just want to show us. Okay, so this is the Airbnb rate table, right? Each country, came up twice, right? Rwanda, right? Now, if we do an average of this, say Ghana, 200 for Ghana, 200 for 350 for Ghana. 200 and 350, that's 200. One second, let me bring this here. So 200, 200 plus 350, you 550 divided by 2, you have 275, right? But what we're saying is rates exceeding the average rate, right? So if you look at this now, you have 275 for Ghana, you have 200 for Ghana. The rate is not exceeding, the average rate. So now what we are saying here is, right, 500 for Johannesburg, South Africa, 250 for Rwanda. So if you look at these two, you can deduce that okay, this, excuse me, I was looking at the occupancy. Excuse me, that's because I was wondering what happened there. I was trying to query something and it wasn't giving me. That's my error. So we have 100 rates for Ghana, right? 200 for Ghana. Average is 150. So meaning that there is no rate, right, that exceeded the average rate for for that particular city, right? So oh well, so we have Rwanda, we have Rwanda, right? So if you check the the rates, it's a 50, it's not exceeding, right? So which other so basically what we are looking at is what rate that exceeds, the average rate, so that from there you can easily deduce that okay, this is actual, these are premium that we are getting from some of this, particular location, right? So that's basically what this is looking at, right? So if there are comments, I can have comments so that I can further explain this thereafter. What other query can we look at, right? To get more insights um, on this. We could take a look at staff with salaries that you know are exceeding average salary, right? So meaning that there are some staff that are being paid premium, right? Right, with salary exceeding average salary, right? So similar to this, we will just copy, right? So staff, and then we have where base pay is equals to average base pay from Airbnb staff, right? See what we have. So basically, these are these are staff that are getting, you know, more than the average salary, right? So basically, what we're saying is we have, you know, um, staff earning, you know, uh, earning premium, right? Because if the total average is, a certain amount, and then you have staff earning more than that average, it means this staff are actually earning more, which is similar to, what we have here, right? So these countries, you know, their rates charge is actually higher than the total average rates of all, you know, the countries. So the total average is 200 for all the countries, right? For the rate for all the countries, total average is 200, and then these are the only two countries any more than the average rate. So similar to, right, to this, you know, you have staff with salary exceeding average salaries, right? So let's continue. We pass 40 minutes. So basically, that's that, right? So also we want to also I want to also, look at what what is the pay category. So let's look at staff pay category, and here we'll be introducing case, right? So the case syntax. So we just want to look at what is the staff base pay You could say structure, right? Categories, right? So what do we do first? We also be okay, well, we're not utilizing join here. We are just strictly using a case sentence, a case clause, excuse me, staff ID, yeah, because I want to see the ID of the staff. I want to see the first name. I want to see the last name. I want to see the base pay, right? Um, what else? And then you can come up with our case syntax. Excuse me, when base pay greater than 30, then okay, low, right? So we can copy so that we can use, right? So now we have low, we need to have medium, right? So we can say when base pay is greater than or equals to, right? Greater than or equals to 30, and we can now put in a conjunction and 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 base pay greater than 50. So what we are saying is 50 is the boundary. What we are saying is 50 is the boundary of medium. So greater than equals to 30, basically between 30 and 50 is medium, right? So that's what we're saying, medium. And then we now have when it is greater than equals to 50, then we have high. So this is just breaking down the details of the salary structure to further understand how it's how it's how disparate it is basically. And base base range basically. Oh, base pay range. So that's clear, right? And as base pay range from Airbnb staff. Yeah, so what this gives us is this. So something is wrong here. Something is wrong. Greater than equals to less than low. Yeah, so there's this is the error because that's why we have all this null. Right, so the syntax there says base pay is greater than equals to 30 and base pay greater than 50, supposed to be less than 50. Do you get it? So less than 50, then medium. So we're saying greater than 30 and less than 50. So that's between 30 and 50, right? So yeah, so our base pay range is correct now. So 50 is high, medium, 40 is medium, 80 is high, 30 all through 45 medium, then 50 is high, right? So what other query can we do aside from the salary structure? Like we want to also use this to, let's see, we've had sales exceeding 10 million in some locations, right? And these are the sales team that are actually doing the work. So let's use SQL to give this guy's commission. So someone could say, okay, we want to give commission to staff who 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 bring in sales of you know above or of greater than equals to 1 million, right? Or greater than equals to 200,000, excuse me. And then for the 1 million, you want to give them a 20% commission. The others of 200, you want to give them 5% commissions. How do you come about this? So we use sales commission. That's what we're doing here, right? So um, this is also using case. Now we're using case here. We're going to be using case and a join clause, right? To be able to ensure that, because this particular syntax is going to look at the three tables. So it means you are joining all the three tables together to be able to arrive at, because you need to calculate sales. Sales doesn't have any column on these particular tables. In all the three, there is no sales column, right? We don't need to create a column. We can easily do an aggregation to be able to get that. But right, for us to be able to get the sales commission, we are going to give staff. We have to get to the staff table to be able to get their base pay, which we are going to get calculate commission on, and telling which is going to be based on the sales each of those staff, you know, as be able to pull in for the company. So this is going to be very interesting, right? So basically, start is select. What I'm selecting. Remember, we use aliases earlier, so we use the same thing, right? Um, aliases ID. I need a staff ID too. So the staff ID, let's use um, AST. So because we have the staff this the staff ID. See here, right? This is it here. So uh, I want to use um, see here, but for the staff itself, I don't want to use, if I use AS, so the AS is giving me, telling me, I say I want to create another column, so I'll just put a T to close that out, right? And then we are good to go. So staff ID, and then of course I need a first name. Remember, all these aliases are seen through the table, right? They are linking to the tables. AST last name. I need the base pay, right? And then just aggregate, right? What do we have? We have AL number of rooms times AL, oh no, AR rates, right? And then we have AR occupancy, right? So what do we want that to return? Meaning that we want the occupant, we want all this aggregation to return total sales, because we don't have sales in any of the table. I will need sales to calculate, right, our, you know, our commission basically. So case when. Now remember that we're saying that sales is the basis on which we're going to give commission to the sales team. Now we have to bring in this, because there is no column for sales. We have to bring in the whole sales, the whole aggregation for sales, which is this. Now what are we saying here? We're saying 1 million. Any staff, the first set is any staff with a sales of greater than equals to 1 million, right? Then base pay, right? Plus base pay times, right? 0.20. So what this is saying is, when any of the staff brings in a sale of 1 million and above, that staff gets 20 million commission, right? So what's here is the previous pay plus the 20 million commission. That's what this is saying, right? And then let's copy this to help with the second, right? So what we're also saying here is we are now saying 200 for the order, right? 200,000, 200,000. Then I give them 5%, right? So give them 5%. Aside from that, return everybody's base pay. Meaning that anybody who didn't meet the condition of the sales commission, which is 1,200,000, gets zero, right? We could, to just do zero commission, right? Not qualified, right? So this is just, and then we end as sales sales commission. So this is very interesting. From now, this is where the trick is. From now, from Airbnb listing AL, the aliases, right? Join what the second table, rates AR. Remember on, mhm, right? Then join the staff table now, right? On ar.id ast.id, right? So let's query this and let's see what we have. So now it's mentioning an issue with case. Now there's an error somewhere here. You're going to find out. And sometimes it's about all this small stuff that one don't pay attention to when you type. So that's why you need to ensure your codes are watertight, right? So we have the SID. You have, yeah, yeah. So where could the error come from? Do I have all my commas? Yes, here. There should be a comma. Anytime you have a case clause, there should be a comma before the case clause. Very, very important. Else, it's going to non-error. Great. So, what do we have here? A brief explanation. We're saying everybody who has sales above 1 million, give them 20%. This is above 1 million. This is above 1 million. This is above 1 million. And this is the base pay. There's an error here. Not sales commission now, as as revised base pay. Revised base pay, right? The revised base pay, right? Because commission is 10 and the likes, not the combined, right? So it's revised base pay, right? Revised base pay. So for everybody 1 million above, 60, see, from 50 rose to 60, from 80 rose to 96, from 50 rose to 60, right? For everybody above 200, from 40, 42, from 35 to 36, from 45 to 47, right? And particular, everybody who doesn't meet that particular level, right? What do? It doesn't give them anything. Remember, you're saying health, base pay, zero commission not qualified. Return the same base pay. It returned the same base pay. This is your total sales. Did it make up to $200,000? This is $75,000. This is $10,000. every other person had $350,000, which is more than 200, 270, more than 200, this more than 200. All these are above 1 million. So, right? But now, this is combining the commission. Let us see. We want to see the commission in details for further analysis, right? Someone needs the commission in details for further analysis, not it being combined with, not a wholesome amount. So we can say sales commission details, right? So what do we do here? Basically, we're using the same thing. We are just um, extending this a bit, right? Now, the first syntax is as we are still using the same thing. So we just use as sales, excuse me, commission, a sales commission, right? So now this will query sales commission. But now we also need to change something. Remember that what we have here is together, the whole sum. So this has to change. This has, because we're saying we want a column for sales commission itself, and then another column that has the base pay plus the sales commission to arrive at revised pay, right? That is what we want to arrive at now, right? If you look at this, it's returning error. Why is it returning error? Because look at the query. We're saying when sales is greater than 1 million, base pay is this, which is the sales commission. When sales is higher than 200,000, 5%. Now, what if when sales is not higher than this, what happens? What do you do? Else is not base pay. Else it has to be zero. Meaning that nothing. Return zero. Don't give commission to anybody. Right? That's what that's saying. Yeah, I'm still going to add comment to this two in particular so that it's clear, right? So, and now, what else do we need to do? Because now, if these queries, what's wrong here? L0, 2.5. Oh yeah, because very important. They're combining. They're combining. We can't query them in isolation. So now, this is it. For those who didn't meet the condition for commission, they return zero for them. Perfect. So we have the sales commission table. But now we need another column that has base pay and sales commission together, right? How do we do that? So basically, we bring in our base pay. We bring in another case syntax, right? For proper identification, right? So it's better we start from there, which is going to need the same, right? The same query as we have here, but we're just going to change a bit of, excuse me. Okay, all right. Okay, okay. So properly aligned, right? So remember what we are saying here is if nobody meets the condition for the sales commission, is zero, meaning that don't calculate commission for them. And then we ended it there and we have this correct. Now what we're saying is we want it to add this base pay plus this commission together. Now while he's adding that too, right, he's not doing anything spectacular. He's not doing anything else, right? He's basically just adding the two together. But remember our first query, right? That when we do the consolidation, we are just saying, okay, consolidate it, but you know, don't calculate base pay for any, don't calculate commission for anybody who didn't meet the condition. Just return their base pay, right? So here, what we are going to do is return base pay, right? So we are only saying base pay plus case, right? Base pay plus commission, right? But when you do that calculation, anybody who doesn't meet the condition, just return their base pay. These two guys, these two, Angela and JD, they meet the commission um, condition. So return, the two, which is what's done here, right? Um, and then we don't need the sales commission table. We need a revised base pay table because we have already used it here, right? We need a revised base pay table. So what does this give us? This gives us an additional table. Um, base pay, base pay, base pay. Remember, I mentioned earlier, before starting any case, um, any case syntax, ensure you put a comma before it. That's what caused that, right? So what we have? We have the final analysis, right, which speaks to base pay, the commissions, and the revised pay. With the revised pay is the base pay plus the commission. See, 50 plus 10, 60, 40 plus 42. So um, basically we've been able to, do a bit of data query language, data manipulation, and it's been great so far. And I'm just so you know, this table are created by me, hypothetically, right? Um, and then the data are also updated by me. So, and also the first example, you notice I use my SQL Studio to for my SQL queries and result. Here I'm using VS Code, right? So, which is also a very good text editor, right, to be used. For now, this is all we are going to be able to do today. I thank you for your patience.